Of course, we have the kill with scapeshift, but our opponent has stinking Leyline of Sanctity. What else would you expect? Hello and welcome, guys. We are here for round 2 with the red-green TitanShift list that you see on screen. That's right, we're playing a list that is very much based off of a list by Denmark Dan, a Titan enthusiast. So if you want to see more details about this deck list, why I'm playing it, and where it came from, then check out match 1. You can find the list in the description, of course, but if you want to know my opinions on the deck list and hear the explanation come out of my own mouth, then check out match 1. And yeah, let's just jump straight in here for match 2. Alrighty, let's hop in here for the match. Be on the play again. Come on, turn 1, suspend, search for tomorrow. That's what we're looking for. Let's go, let's go. On the play, search. No search for tomorrow, but that's okay. Who needs it? We definitely don't. We have a payoff, we have a ramp spell, we have a little bit of interaction. Garenbrig might be a little bit sad in this hand. It depends on how it goes, but, I mean, we're definitely keeping this. Sequencing is interesting here. We're going to be playing turn 2 Tribelder regardless. We could lead on Stomping Ground and then plan to Garenbrig out the Tribelder and then have Valakut as an enter the battlefield tap land later. I'm not sure what makes the most sense here. The Amulet player in me is screaming, play Valakut on turn 1 so that you have the untapped sources later. But having to shock in the Stomping Ground could be quite a detriment if we're trying to just stay alive. Our opponent did not reveal Alaris or anything. I'm going to try to play for the value game here and play out the Valakut. We could even top deck a basic or something. Yeah, actually, I don't know. We're going to be taking 2 from the Stomping Ground from this line regardless, so Farseek. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and play out the Tribelder here, because there is a potential that we can get in for a couple points of damage with this Tribelder before having to sacrifice it, and that would potentially get our opponent below 18 or at 18, so we could scapeshift them with 7 lands instead of 8. I feel like one mistake people make with this deck too often is just immediately going to sacrifice Tribelder. You really have to stop and think, is there actually a reason to sacrifice Tribelder? Because you can do this anytime you want to. Our opponent's on Ketria Triome and Gemstone Mine and Wave Sifter. This is the one that evokes out and makes a couple of tokens and then dies. So, yeah, this is actually horrific news, because our opponent is playing the Cascade into Glimpse of Tomorrow combo deck, where they're just going to put a bunch of randomly huge and annoying permanents into play. Explore. Yeah, I guess drawing another one of these effects would have been a good reason to sacrifice Tribelder so we could play both. Now we have to top deck an untap source off the Explorer to do so, yeah, maybe just yielding there was not great. Well, we drew the untap source anyway, so never punished. Never punished. And we'll Farseek here, and we'll get the Triome, as we absolutely do not have the time to be messing around with cycling these things. Any land off the top means that we have lethal with scapeshift, so that's great. In fact, that 1 point of damage from the Tribelder might end up being extremely relevant this game. Although, I guess we could have bolted them anyways. Well, I mean, countering the Demonic Dread by sacking the Tribelder doesn't actually do anything. So yeah. Our opponent can do the Glimpse combo thing here. And they will. Grief. Grief? Grief? No! I guess they can take Scapeshift here and then we Titan them, or they could take the pack and hope we don't top deck land. Kind of interesting. They have Omniscience here, so I wonder what other things they can play this turn. Yeah, that's not great for us. I guess we don't even necessarily need to top deck the land if we end of turn sack the Tribelder, because we could have packed for a second Tribelder. Archon of Cruelty. Well, we'll let this ender play and we'll sack this in response to the trigger. I don't even know what we want to get here. I guess there's a possibility we top deck Titan and want to be able to get Valakut triggers that way. So getting a mountain here means Titan in the battlefield can get 2 mountains, I guess. So that's a reason, I guess, to get a mountain. I don't know. Pitch. Guess Bolt. Well, they're going to be going up to 21 from the Archon trigger here. Yeah, I don't know if there's a route for us to realistically win through Scapeshift. I think we actually just have to top deck a Titan, so I'm gonna... I guess we could have Scapeshifted to clear their board. Don't know how good that would have been. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, I think we just have to top deck Titan and try to win with that on the board. I guess scapeshifting to... I mean, killing their Archon wouldn't have done much because they would have survived with an Ugin in play, and yeah, and we would have already burned a scapeshift. I guess it would have set us up with enough mountains to top deck mountains and try to win that way, but another glimpse of tomorrow. Leyline of Sanctity. Well, I guess we're really glad now that we didn't keep the scapeshift. Although it wouldn't have mattered since they got another Archon trigger here, so... Yeah, I don't know, like, well, there's... What could we do? Titan? Garenbrig. I mean, I don't see a reason not to play that. They're just going to make us discard it when they attack with the Archons. Oh, we're actually just dead here, so yeah, let's not mess around. We'll scoop it up. Opponent got us. Yeah, this matchup seems really difficult. They just combo us on turn 3, and we probably just lose on the spot. I guess there's a potential we untap and, you know, just kill them. Explosives on 0 seems very good against all their token-making shenanigans. Force could hit a couple of, like, clues or something, but I don't think that's particularly great. The relics aren't really impactful here. The blast zones are not. Veil of Summer could be good against Grief, specifically, so I guess we want those, but admittedly, it doesn't really help us kill our opponent, so I'm not really super sold that Veil is actually even good here. Surprisingly, the Glimpse combo deck was not in the sideboarding advice that I asked Dan for, so... Oh boy. And of course, Blast Zone enters on 1 counter, so we can't use this like explosives, so I don't think we want that. We just need to be doing things fast, so Tracker's not particularly fast. Explore is alright, but it really wants us to have an additional land drop to play, which is not always guaranteed, so I'm not actually sure I like Explore in this matchup. On the other hand, Bolt putting them to 18, as we saw in the first game, if we didn't have that 1 point with Tri-Belter, that Bolt could have been quite pivotal for letting us scapeshift on a relevant turn rather than a turn after, so I actually think Bolt is reasonable. Maybe we don't want that many, though. We could run it like this. I guess we don't want Relic, though, right? We trim the Relic and keep the Bolt. We could trim the Bolt and, like, a Bolt and something else and bring in, like, a couple Veils just for Grief. Actually, I think Veil for Grief is fine, because even later in the game when they start doing the combo thing, Veil will help us protect our hand from getting griefed multiple times by them just glimpsing a billion times, so... I don't know, it might be wrong. I feel like there's not a whole lot that you can do to fix this matchup anyways, just from having played a single game against it, but... Yeah, we'll trim another Bolt. A couple Bolts to get them to 18 would be nice, but we don't want to flood on those, so... Veil is probably better, I think. We'll see, though. Definitely debatable. We want all the Dryads in this matchup for sure, because it lets us do the scapeshifting much more easily. Suspending turn 1 Search for Tomorrow is great. Doing it off of a Forest, not quite as great, but we get to play turn 1 Forest, suspend, turn 2 Garenbrig, Tri-Belter, but then, we're not putting mountains into play at all. That would be 3 lands. We could play a untap land. We actually have turn 3 Titan here. We go turn 1 Forest, suspend, turn 2 Search ticks down to 1. We play Garenbrig and play Tri-Belter. Sack it to get a 3rd land to play. Search comes off a suspend, gets a basic mountain. Cinderglade comes in untapped, and that activates Garenbrig. So this is absolutely a keep, just because we can turn 3 a Primeval Titan. The problem is that Titan isn't really actually doing anything, and they also... I totally forgot about Leyline of Sanctity. Oops. Well, yeah, I guess we could have brought in those Force of Vigors that I was considering, but... My bad. We'll just hope that we can attack for damage, I guess. Or that they Glimpse combo the Leyline out of play. I guess that would work, too. Tap to Zagoth, go. Alright. Yep, we're gonna play the Steve here. We'll pass. And there absolutely is reason to sack Tri-Belter on their instep here, I would say. Probably don't need this upkeep stop anymore, I would say, as well. Let's see if they have the Wave Sifter again. They might. You never know. Blue-green Wave Sifter? Called it. They never don't have it, right? Well, you'll instep and sack the Tri-Belter then. Basic Mountain, of course. We even have Cinderglade as a green source to activate Garenbrig, so we can even afford to get the another basic mountain off of the Search to help us get closer to killing our opponent with Valakut Scapeshift if this Leyline ever leaves play, that is. Go away, Leyline of Sanctity. Nobody likes ya. I mean, I guess our opponent probably likes it pretty well, but Whatever. We have 2 Valcuts in hand. Does that mean we just go for mountains? I've never really been in the situation where we already have Valcuts in hand. We have 3 mountains in play. Another 2. We could attack, get double Valcut, then play the mountain from our hand, assuming the leyline isn't in play, which is probably pretty good. Unfortunately, this will just die to an Archon trigger if that happens. I think we probably are supposed to just set up mountains here, though. We'll do Stomping Grounds, I suppose. Sure. And we'll say no to these and pass it back. We could attack. We could play a mountain. Not mountain. Play Valcut, attack, get Valcut, mountain. Of course, we have the kill with scapeshift, but our opponent has stinking Leyline of Sanctity. What else would you expect? Well, I guess we're playing a Valcut, attacking, getting double Valcut. I guess we could get... We don't have Blast Zone, do we? We can't search for Blast Zone and try to tick up to kill the Leyline. That's in the board still, so... yeah, I guess we're playing Valcut here. What do we cycle Triumph for if we're cycling it? I don't think there's a reason. I guess we could cycle it trying to hit Veil, so if our opponent combos us this upcoming turn, we can Veil and not get our Scapeshift discarded, so that no matter what happens to our board, hopefully we can still kill them. I think that's reasonable. I'm going to start by attacking to get 2 lands out of our deck, of course. And I think they're just supposed to be Valcuts. We have 5 mountains in play, so Valcut would mean that we could discard the Valcut to an Archon trigger, play the Triumph, and still get 1 land times 2 Valcuts is 2 triggers, so 6 damage out of the Triumph. And if we are able to play Valcut, if they don't make us discard, we'll be getting 9 damage instead. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. I think it's probably double Valcut. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and tap all of our mono-red sources, and I guess the Garon Brig to cycle this. Oh, wait! That was our mountain, in case. Whatever. Hey, actually, a Tri-Belder lets us play around them having Archon a little better, though. Not too bad. I mean, it also attacks for 1, for whatever that's worth. So Leyline really killing us. We would have had this game pretty easily if it weren't for the Leyline of Sanctity. They're drawing with Clue. Don't mind to see that. Probably just looking for an untapped source. They draw with Clue again. That's a very, very good sign, I would say. Again, we're not sacking the Tri-Belder for numerous reasons here. One being, they discard Emrakul and shuffle. Okay. One being that this lets us play around Archon. Bolt? We have 7. They're 1 point away from being just straight dead. So that's, I guess we can't bolt them because of Leyline. What am I saying? We'll say yes. We'll search for fetch lands, I guess. Those are mountains on suspend, I suppose you could say. Do we play the Valcut? I mean, there's a chance that they play fetch land, crack fetch, cast glimpse, put some triggers on the stack without having a Leyline in play, and then we bolt them with all those triggers on the stack. And we could also play to discard the Valcut to an Archon trigger, so we could still scapeshift them, potentially. So, like, even if our whole board died and we discarded Valcut and Lightning Bolt, we could still scapeshift for lethal if they don't have a Leyline in play. So, we might still be able to salvage this game. After this game, we are definitely bringing in Force of Vigor. Our opponent concedes. I have to say, I feel like we got really lucky to actually win this game. Our opponent had to miss on land for several turns, probably, so... Hey, I mean, I'll take it, but, you know... Okay, we could even have Blast Zone as our Titan resolving could set up a way to deal with Leyline. That's better than hoping we top deck at Force, so I think that's reasonable. Veil Summer is not looking that great here. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I think I'm inclined not to have it. I think Explore might be alright. Actually, no, I'm not a big fan of Explore. I'm going to go ahead and cut it entirely. Is Explosives even that good? I don't really know. You know what, though? We may not need the Forest here. I don't think our opponent is playing Blood Moon. In which case, having 1 basic Forest to search for off of a Tri-Belder could be useful, but the second one's probably not necessary, and it's strictly worse for our Valcut turns, so I think trimming 1 basic Force is actually pretty defensible here. We have the Forces. Do we want Broken Wings also?
I don't really think so. Alright, I'm gonna run it this way. 2 Veils hopefully will be enough to spike a couple grief triggers if we really need to. Alright, let's just do another turn 3 Titan here. That would be great. Yeah, let's just do another turn 3 Titan. I totally meant to say, you know, have another turn 3 Titan, cast another... Any other word would have been better there, but regardless. This hand is all action, but no gas. You get a turn 2 Farsi. I guess if we top deck Garenbrig, this is a potential turn... No, that would be a turn 4 Titan, right? Yeah, turn 4 Titan. Nah, I think we can do better than this. That's not even a guaranteed turn 4 Titan either. That's a potential turn 4 Titan. Yeah, this hand's fantastic. What are we bottoming? The Explosives, if we play it on 0 and just hold it up, could make their combo a lot worse by killing all of their permanents. And Veil of Summer could be good against specifically Grief, but I think Veil is like narrow enough that we could easily bottom it here and be fine. I think Explosives is better interaction, so I'm going to bottom the Veil. Obviously, we need all of our lands and ramp here, so... Alright. Turn 1, Suspend. Ooh, we even have Force of Vigor for a Leyline. That's great. Yeah, turn 1, Suspend, Search for Tomorrow is exactly what I want to be doing. Not using the fetch land here because, honestly, drawing lands probably wouldn't be that bad. 1, and 2, this represents delayed Valakut triggers if we end up facing down a Leyline somehow. I don't know. Maybe fetching would have been better here. I doubt it matters, to be honest, but... Because sometimes those slight advantages of having 1 less land come up. Well, our opponent does have Grief. Veil would have been really awkward here. We would have been doing absolutely nothing about this Grief and had a dead Veil in hand, so definitely not holding up Veil on turn 1 instead of suspending the suspend card. That would have been horrific. Double Grief, though. Like, holy dang. Okay. Our opponent's down to 2 cards. I mean, I actually don't hate where we're at. Our opponent used 4 cards to get rid of, like, 2 of ours. Do we play Explosives on 0 here? Our opponent... I don't know what our opponent could do here that would make us need to blow up Explosives immediately. Like, it might be free to get a Valakut out here. I think it probably is free. I guess... I shouldn't have passed in case our opponent happens to somehow get a 3rd Grief into play so that they can take our Explosives. Never mattered. Why would that ever matter? Of course that doesn't matter. Pfft. Crazy. Alright, let's set up mountains again. We have Foothills for a green source if we need it. Drawing Stomping Ground. Fine. We'll play it. We'll go ahead and deploy this Explosives, I think. And we'll pass. I doubt our opponent has anything to interact with our Explosives. Oh no, they have a 0-1. We need to pop Explosives immediately. Bolt. I mean... I don't know how much I care about putting our opponent down to 16 at this point. Like, killing the plant with a bolt could be relevant if they have an instant speed cascade spell here, like the... I guess this also enables them to cast Demonic Dread, so we're probably actually supposed to get this out of play. I don't want to use Explosives to do that, so... I guess I'm playing the Foothills out now as well. Maybe that's wrong. I really don't know whether it's better to play Mountain or Foothills there. If you have an opinion on it, then leave it in the comments below, because I'm still trying to learn with this deck, so... Wave Sifter. Don't Cascade, just play Wave Sifter. 4 mana. Interesting. They do Cascade. Great. Exactly what we want to see. At least our Bolt effectively costed them 1 extra permanent, and I'm very glad that the Shardless Agent is not in play when the Glimpse resolves. Oh, come on. I mean, yeah. Like, what are we supposed to do about this? Well, our opponent has a board and an Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Admittedly, I still think top decking a Titan is, like, good enough against this. Our Titan gets Valakut Mountain. We fetch, play Mountain, get 2 triggers. That wouldn't be good enough. We play Mountain. I don't know. Let's just see what we draw before we do all the math. Or seek. So, We fetch, get a mountain, Farseek, get into a mountain, play mountain, get 1 trigger to kill something. Seems pretty ineffective, if I'm being completely honest. I think we're just supposed to cast Farseek and maybe even pass holding the mountain in hand. No, I think playing the mountain out probably makes more sense here. And I think we're supposed to kill one of their creatures, because those are the things that are, like, really clocking us. I mean, this Ugin, I guess this Ugin getting to the -10 could be quite annoying. It's at 9. That even gains them 7 life, which puts them further out of range. And we're going to Farseek here. And we might even be in cycling territory. We might be forced to try to find, like, a scapeshift or something, so I think I'm going to leave the cycle lands be. We'll get a stomping ground, because we absolutely cannot afford to take any more damage. I say as I'm probably about to fetch here. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to play the mountain out, we might as well go ahead and get the Valakut trigger. So, again, we're getting stomping ground for a similar reason as before. Play the mountain. Kill. It probably doesn't matter. I guess we could draw Steve to chump block and then get a land and not have to take the damage from the Wave Sifter, so the Grief having Menace might actually be relevant, so we'll get rid of that one and we'll pass. Are we supposed to Explosives here? I don't think so. I don't really see a reason to do that, so. Alright, we can still top deck a Titan, I guess. Scapeshift might let us kill their board and their Ugin. I don't know. Garen Brig. That does literally nothing, and we're dead. Well, what a very unimpressive way to lose this match. We'll see if we had the threat on top. Cinderglade. And Search for Morrow. Yeah, we were not really getting there. That's alright, though. Admittedly, this is not a match that we're probably supposed to win, so. So far, not the greatest start for our Red-Green TitanShift League, but I'm still enjoying it. Hopefully, you are as well, and let me know if I'm making any egregious errors. Again, props to Denmark Dan for the deck list. Thank you very much for that, and thank you all of you who suggested playing some TitanShift. I know a couple of users, namely Fevered Mind on Twitter, and there's another comment. Let me pull it up real quick. Samuel Promi saying, please try Titanscape list. I got you covered. Hopefully you're enjoying the league so far, and yeah, I don't have much else to say. I'll see you guys for the next match. This is Redface Menace, signing off.